Let's see. Are we good now? Let's see. Are we good now? Can you hear me now? Sweet. Okay. I think I figured it out. Okay. Hi, Latoya. Hi, Amanda. Long time no speak. I hope everything's going well in Virginia for you. Um, let's see. We'll get this started. We're gonna let a few more people come in, but actually, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just go ahead. Um, Hi, have no fear. We are here. We are in the new year, and we are dope like deer. I couldn't find too many things that rhyme with fear. So, um, how y'all doing out there? Welcome to the 16th installment of the Gray Area, exclusively on PPRN Radio. We are also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube tonight as well. This is your host for the evening, Aaron Kennard, and as usual, I'm super excited to be able to spend yet another evening with all of you fine people. It is currently about 8:15 here on the East Coast, and it is a pretty mid-weather January 25th evening. What's up, Mike? How you doing? We're in the thick of the new year now, and I hope you're all taking good care of yourselves lately. It's very easy to forget that this is not only the flu season, but we still have the C word, the virus to worry about, especially around our loved ones. So please be careful, no matter where you go. It is always a great night here on the Gray Area, and that's all because wait, Mike. Mike says, "Why no sound every time?" I don't know, man. Like for some reason, I always have to refresh. It pisses me off because I mean, at least this is the first time I've actually refreshed and it actually worked. Because usually I have to end the stream and restart the stream, and then I end up with only like half of my audience that I had before. So tonight's going pretty smooth. I'll be believe it or not, it's not a settings thing with Restream, the platform that I use. Shout out to Restream. Boo. Um, they always have it where you have to refresh before you go on. I even did a test stream before I went on tonight, and everything was working just fine. And then I went on again, and then it's like, what happened? But yeah, it's always a great night here, regardless on the Gray Area, and that's all because of you guys. Y'all have always been amazing when it comes to showing your boys some love and chilling in the chat with me. I actually look forward to seeing and chatting with all of you on Tuesday night. So I just want to say thank you all for that. Uh, for those of you that missed last week's episode, we actually discussed the recent and tragic passings of uh, Miss Betty White, Mr. Sidney Poitier, and Mr. Bob Saget, and we paid our respects. We had also briefly spoke of stem cell research making recent strides with heart health recently, and why we can possibly expect the woolly mammoth and some dinosaurs revived and reborn within the next decade. That was a very solid episode last week. If you're interested in that discussion, please go take a listen to that episode if you have access. If you don't, then just feel free to reach out to me on most major social media platforms under uh, at Aaron Kennard Official, and I can send you a couple of copies of whatever episodes you may have missed. Um, let's see. Next, I want to give a special shout out to all my friends, family, and bandmates and acquaintances that are trying to build their own businesses or empires at the moment, whether the circumstances were good or bad. Last year has definitely been a year of growth and change for a lot of us. And it is nice to see a lot of the people that I know and love finally coming into their own. And I truly do applaud that. If there's anybody in the chat that has their own personal business or empire that they're trying to build, just go ahead and put a link in the chat so we can all follow and show support. Bear with me for 1 second. I have people hitting me up and asking what time my show goes on. You should know this by now. It goes on right now. Bear with me, folks. Alrighty. So, getting into my show, I know I mentioned a few big names that had passed away recently in my last episode. But before I do get started, I do want to pay respects to um, another unfortunate passing, uh, Mr. Louis Anderson, and his unfortunate passing on January 21st of this year. He was an infamous comedian and TV star who unfortunately passed away at the age of 68 due to lymphoma, a type of cancer. Our prayers and condolences are surely with his family. I do have to say, I've seen so many people over the years die or succumb or become severely crippled due to cancer. It's unlike any illness we've ever seen before because it's legitimately just the duplication and multiplication of cells. That's why it's so hard for them to come up with a cure of any kind because it's something that's so specific. And even just scooping it out, uh, I'm sure I can't imagine how painful that must be for people who have experienced cancer. I know my aunt. I don't know if she wants me to say this or not. She was dealing with cancer way back in the day, and you never quite feel the same again once they operate on you and once they even if they do remove it from you and you're cancer free, thank God, like you don't quite feel the same afterwards. I mean, I'm very blessed. I don't know what that feels like, but man, I do see the advancements. Last week we were talking about the advancements. I can't speak today. The advancements that we made in science over the years for heart health and whatnot with the stem cells and everything. Maybe we can begin to crack away at these different kinds of cancers and see what can be done. To alleviate that because it cancer is much more than a sickness. It's a code that is nearly impossible to crack, um labeling something like the multiplication of cells as a disease, it's such a hard thing to um, try to understand, looking from the outside in. So again, to bring up the recent passing of Louis Anderson, our prayers and condolences do go out to him and his family, and everybody's been losing people nowadays, and it gets rough. But remember that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. That's what they say, you know. And things will get better amidst all of the rain and pain in your life. So just hang in there. All right. How is everybody in the chat tonight? It is kind of a light evening, it appears, but hopefully some more people will come in. How are we doing, guys? How is everybody's day today? Let's see. Amanda says he was amazing. Yes, he was. He was a very funny guy. Um, I remember he had a show called Life with Louie, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that he was part of that cartoon Bobby's World too, right? Uh yeah, we lost a lot of great people already in the year 2022. I was a big fan of Sidney Poitier. I mentioned this last week, but he paved the way for a lot of black actors. He was the first, if I'm not mistaken, he was the first um, Oscar award winning black man, and one could argue that without him, I wouldn't even have this platform to be able to speak with all of you today. Let's see. Latoya says it was okay. Good, good. Um, I know that when you used to work up here, when we used to work together, it would have probably been a different story. But I'm glad that everything is drama free and not too bad down there. How's the weather down there, Latoya? Amanda says yes, very good. That's good. I'm glad. Yeah, I had a very good day too, Amanda. Latoya says, "LOL sushi." Yes. Oh my gosh, Latoya. For those of you that don't know, who I'm talking to in the chat, she was basically my. Well, she said she was my work mom. I'd say she's more like my work sister because we used to always hang out. We would go eat sushi on lunch break, and anytime we had you know guy girl trouble or like problems or just need somebody to speak to, we'd always be there for each other. So I dearly miss you, Latoya, and I'm glad that things are going well for you down there. She says snow, snow, snow. Oh man, I know down in the south you guys are getting it pretty bad right now, but you usually don't. Usually you guys just get like ice and stuff like that, right? You know. Well, you guys still have snow out right now, or has it dried up yet? You guys still have inches down there. Up here in New York, we've been getting some flurries. Flurries here and there, but nothing crazy. But never say never. Maybe we'll get like a blizzard or something. Still, knock on wood. Yeah, I'll definitely come and visit. I know that I really gravitate towards your sons. Your one son is just like me. It's so funny. But I hope they're doing well too. Let's see here. Mm, 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 mm. Let's see. How many of us had New Year's resolutions this year? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Do we have anybody in the chat that has some New Year's resolutions? Come on, nobody had New Year's resolutions. I guess it's not very popular to have anymore because a lot of people sort of frown upon those nowadays. Um, I know I had a New Year's resolution. My goal, like many others, was to start losing weight and getting back to my quote unquote old self. And those of you who knew me back in high school knew that I had a super sculpted body back in the day. Like 8-pack abs and everything. Shout out to Kwame and Andy for those ab contests that we used to have back in high school. Um, Latoya says none, just progress. Okay, that's a good way to look at it. You never want to settle for less than what you deserve. So why not strive to do better? A little bit better every day. Um, the point of what I was trying to make is that a lot of you you either set a goal for the first of the year, uh, or you've forgotten about your goals this year, or are choosing not to hold yourselves accountable because of what others might think. Oh, new year, new me, or oh, he or she is going to start strong and fail anyways. Amanda says losing weight and home. Um, but the thing about that is that even if it's 2, 3, or even 6 months in, just remember that it's not too late to achieve your goal or your resolution. Everybody has slip ups. Everybody has slip ups. But just keep in mind that it's not about how hard you fall, it's about how quickly you get back up on your feet, you know? I can tell you, I've already failed miserably. It's far. I mean, honestly, not gonna lie. Like I've lost a little bit of weight, but I haven't been able to lose the amount of weight that I've wanted to. Um, I've one can argue I'm still grieving over my mom being gone. It's been a tough journey, and like back then when she passed away back in April, I was down 86 pounds. Long story short, after she passed away, I basically dropped everything and gained all my weight back. Maybe more, honestly. And it seems like an impossible task, but nothing's impossible. You just got to keep at it and worry about consistency. Like Latoya said in the chat, just progress, just straight progress. Like even if you don't figure it out as fast as you did before or as fast as somebody else, it's not about who accomplishes what first. Just keep consistent at it, and uh you will be successful at whatever you want to tackle, you know. um So if you did make a New Year's resolution and you didn't follow through with it, it's a New Year's resolution. You don't have to start at the beginning of the year. If you do fail, um, just get right up and try again. You know the saying: if at first you don't succeed, try again. And the worst thing that you can say is that you try. You still have time, even halfway through the year. Keep at it. Start back up. Armin, how are you? She says grief can do that. You're not alone. Oh, I know I'm not alone. I know a lot of people are going through similar or worse. Um, I'm here to let those people know that you don't have to feel like like uh like you're alone, and that you have somebody that you can reach out to. You don't want to keep everything bottled up inside. You have people that you can reach out to that love you and care about you. Know that I'm one of them. And anybody that's on my friends list is on my friends list for a reason. You can always reach out when you're struggling or having a rough time, and we can struggle together. We can have a rough time together. If you need somebody to listen to, I'm a great listener. I'm also great with advice, even though I can't seem to follow my own advice. But that's another story for another time. But yeah, um, I mean, did you have a New Year's resolution this year? Something that you're trying to keep consistent with? I know for me, consistency in general is what I want to focus on. You know, what's so funny? What are you laughing at, Amanda? um, yeah, but we just got to keep at it, and things will um get there. Um, let's see. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. What's everyone's favorite shows right now? What are you guys into right now? I need some new shows to watch. What shows are you guys into right now? Latoya, what do you like to watch lately? Armin, I know I have a couple of shows, but I cannot. Oh, you know what? Latoya says Ozark. Oh wow, and Armin says my goal is moving to Georgia by next April. Okay, all right, that's very doable. And you have a lot of resources, and a lot of it would be good for your grandmother as well. I'm sure your dog would like the nicer weather. So that's a pretty solid goal, and I hope that works out for you. you know not too many people our age have goals in general, so I definitely commend you for that, and you're definitely doing the damn thing too, so keep that up. Latoya says her favorite show right now is Ozark. My friend Ed was telling me about Ozark today, and what is it about? That's the show where it's about um the accounting guy that works with um the mafia, or something like that. The cartel. Okay, I heard that was a really good show. I haven't watched any of it yet, but that's one of the shows that's definitely on my watch list. Um, Power. I see Amanda and Armin both like Power. That's cool. Yeah, Power was dope. I never got past the first two seasons. Um, but that is something I want to. But see, you need to have BET watch for that, right? You can't watch that on like a Netflix or like a Peacock or anything like that, right? I know. Power. Well, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I know now. Like lately, it's been about his what's his name's kid. Oh, Stars. I'm sorry, not BET. My bad. Hulu has it, really. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll check that out. You know what? I've been watching. I've been watching Cobra Kai. Was really big into the Karate Kid when my boy Sammy put me on, and then I checked out Cobra Kai and I was obsessed. Um, I really like Money Heist. If you haven't watched that show, that's a really phenomenal show. It takes place in Spain, Spain and Portugal, and basically it's about a big money heist, like almost like it kind of reminds me of a Spanish version of the movie Set It Off. Yeah, but Money Heist is a great series, and then of course there's a series called You. I've only watched the first season of that. I've yet to tackle season two yet because it just looks boring. But I heard that it's worth it to get through to watch season three, which is just as good as season one, if not. Um, the reason that I'm asking all of this is that um, I'm willing to bet money that your favorite show is a show that's being streamed right now on a streaming service, and basically you guys proved me right. These streaming services have been dominating. There's almost no point in even having cable nowadays, right? I mean, does anybody still even have basic cable? And if you do, why do you have basic cable? You know, um, I mean, between Disney Plus, let's see, I have Disney Plus, I have Netflix, I share an Amazon Prime account with one of my boys, and then I have Hulu. Um, what's up, Stephen Dillon in the chat? One of my fellow hosts on PPR and radio. Shout out to Stephen, who says he's rubbing his tits. Okay. What's up, Stephen? What shows do you like to stream, Stephen? We were talking about Ozark, Power. I like Cobra Kai. You know, I'm pretty basic as far as like watching shows. Like if I watch something that's like you know keep piquing my interest, then I'm gonna keep glued to it. You know. Um, Latoya in the chat says, "I'm sorry to cut you. How is your brother doing?" Donovan is doing fine. He's doing so okay. Um, it's kind of personal, so I won't get too personal with it. Um, uh, uh, oh man, it's so hard to explain. We've both had mixed feelings about a lot of things after after mom left this earth, but me and him are starting to talk more and more nowadays, and he's doing fine. He will be okay. You know, I think he's learning to let his feelings be known more, if that makes sense. But he's growing into a fine young man. He just needs, you know, he just needs some grounding and somebody to, you know, talk to sometimes. And I hope that down the road I can be that person for him. You know, it's kind of hard for him to voice his feelings about everything. I know for a while he was upset with me, but that seems to be passing, and we're we're talking pretty often. And you know, to answer your question, he's doing fine, and he will be fine. Steven in the chat is into Peacemaker right now. Wow, you know what? I've heard so many good things about Peacemaker, and I'm so surprised, Steven, because I've always been a Marvel guy. Hence why I have the Disney Plus. Like I'm, you know, I still pay for that. But I heard Peacemaker was great. John Cena was perfect for the role, and I think Peacemaker was one of the lesser known characters from the DC Comics universe, if I'm not mistaken. So it's cool how he was able to take that role and really run with it. Um, I did see the new Suicide Squad reboot. That was phenomenal, and he was great in that. Um, you know, I'll do you one better. I want to watch Peacemaker simply because of the introduction that they have. It's so epic, and then like John Cena and like all those other cast members dancing is hilarious. So yeah, I might go check that out too. There's so many things to watch on streaming platforms, and let's see, Stargirl, Wheel of Time, finishing off the final season of Supergirl. Lots of yeah, cool. Okay, I'm with that, Steven. You know, I haven't checked out Wheel of Time yet. That's on Amazon Prime, right? Um, do you like Steven? Do you like The Boys or Invincible? Have you ever checked out those two? Those are really cool. If you're into like superhero, fantasy, sci-fi type stuff, especially the Boys. The Boys is really good, and they both have graphic novels as well. If you're into comics and reading, Wheel of Time is an acquired taste, but it's a good show. Yeah, I was definitely looking at that show, and I definitely piqued my interest. Um, and he says, "You are correct about his obscurity. It's really a great show." Yeah. Wheel of Time is based on the that book series, if I'm not mistaken. Um, that always seemed interesting to me because I read a couple of the books growing up. But yeah, it's crazy how we have all these streaming services. Like let's see. If you look at previous decades, there are different things that define each decade. Okay, for example, the 1990s. What would you say define the 90s? To me, I would say the 90s was all about expressing yourself, expression. Um, the 2000s was defined by. Um, I'd say the 2000s were defined by security risks. So, like when 9/11 happened, unfortunately, um, security got ramped up. You know, you couldn't bring certain things on planes. You know, security measures went up tenfold. Um, and like in the 2010s, I would say that the decade was defined by the rise of social media. So you had like, you know, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube becoming bigger than it already was. And then a lot of, you know, more importantly, you had a lot of people taking out their phones and recording everything. You know, you couldn't get away with things anymore. And a lot of people were able to record things that a lot of people were not, were not into, you know, like, not that they weren't into, but like a lot of things that people didn't know happened, you know. Steven in the chat says, I really like Invincible. The Boys is really hard for me to watch because there's nobody to root for. Everybody is an asshole. That's true. You know, it's so funny. Oh man. The Boys is crazy, but like you almost want to, I don't know. I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer to root for Mother's Milk, the main guy who lost his girlfriend in the first episode, and then what's his face? The guy that wears the trench coat. You have to root for them because they got their lives are screwed up, but because of the superheroes. And then like you have to root against Homelander. But if you haven't seen the show, The Boys, please y'all go check that out on Amazon Prime. What a show! Uh, let's see. Hey Akila, how are you? Good to see you, cousin. We have six people in the live chat over here. Um, but yeah, getting back to what I was saying before. So the 2010s is basically about the rise of social media, where there's basically camera phones and everything everywhere. Now you can't get away with anything because somebody will definitely be recording it, and you know, or if somebody does something unjust and it's recorded, they can trace you and find out where information about you. You know. Akila says, "Good to see you. Glad you're doing well. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're doing well too. And Happy New Year. I hope that it's been a great New Year for you. and the family as well. Please give my love to Godmom and the rest of my God brothers and sisters. Um, but if I had to say something for the 2020s, so far these last 2 years really have been about uh, COVID and COVID and basically adapting to a new lifestyle. Unfortunately, most of us have been stuck inside. Um, most of us have contracted COVID once, even twice for some of us. But another big thing about the 2020s has been the rise of streaming platforms. I mean, nowadays, who even needs basic cable anymore? Now you have YouTube TV, which you can stream the news, you can stream anything, Cartoon Network, you name it, you can stream it for nothing, and it's all cheaper, considerably cheaper than basic cable. So maybe that's something to consider. Some people, um, some people would rather not have cable. It's a cheaper alternative to just get YouTube TV and a couple of streaming platforms. Your godmother said Happy New Year and when's she gonna see you? I know it's been a long time. I'm down to visit any weekend. I mean, you guys are in uh, Brooklyn. I forget whether it's Brooklyn, but I can definitely come by one of these weekends. I'd love to pay a visit and see how everybody's been doing. Like things have been a lot different over here, but um, I honestly I can't complain right now. Things are going smooth for the first time in a long time. You know. Steven said, "Gotta go for now, friend. Glad to see you're still doing well. I'll talk to you soon." All right, take care, Mr. Steven Dillon. I look forward to having you on the show maybe one day, and you're always welcome to pop by and talk about stuff if you need to, if you feel compelled to bring up a subject or anything. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Steven Dillard. Take care. Um, but yeah, I love being able to talk to you guys on Tuesday nights. I usually don't get much time to sit down and be myself and get to just like sit and talk about life and like everyday things. So this show is actually very near and dear to my heart, even though it's only been 16 episodes. I really do appreciate you guys spending some time with me. On a Tuesday evening. I do have some really great plans for this show. And as the weeks go by, you will see some changes being made to the show. Could be for the better, could be for worse, but I'm hoping to uh, get some feedback. More importantly, and just to see that I'm doing a good job, or that I'm doing some type of job. If I'm doing a bad job, I hope that you let me know. How you doing, Unc? Good to see you in the chat. My uncle David Wingate. Um, yeah, so I think slowly I want to have this gravitate towards being a podcast. The only thing that stops me from doing that is my choice of music. If you're listening on pprnradio.net, you'll hear some lo-fi music in the background, smooth music, nice musical background. And I also DJ before I come on and after I come on. So those things obviously can't be played on Facebook. So I'm trying to maybe come up with some background music of my own to play so that I won't get stricken if I play it live on my YouTube channel or live on Facebook. So I'm working on that. And I think I have something special I want to do for Black History Month as well. I have a couple of um, businessmen and businesswomen that I want to reach out to and help them expand their business and sort of like interview them and talk to them about their business. And I hope you guys are stoked for that because they are entrepreneurs and can teach us a thing or two. um, yeah, we had a pretty nice talk today, and I'm glad again that you were all able to spend some time with me tonight. I think I'm going to end it here. But if you're listening to the PPRN radio, don't go anywhere. I'm going to be playing a little more music for you guys. And everybody that's on my live stream right now, I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Gray Area every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. On PPRN radio, on Facebook Live, and on YouTube Live. Uh, Till then, stay sexy, and I will see you all next Tuesday night at 8. All right? Bye bye.